Atheists, you know, I spent some time thinking about this, and I felt like I shouldn't be saying this, but then I thought maybe it is okay. And I was praying about it, and I don't know, I'm not as fearful now as I was initially. And the reason why is because a disciple of Christ, no matter what, is going to believe. Doesn't matter what the scenario is. Doesn't matter if there's a rapture or not a rapture, or a pope or not a pope. It doesn't matter. People are going to believe. Jesus rose for the dead. Is that what it said? Yeah, then I believe it. Jesus was a purple dinosaur. Is that what it says? Yeah, I believe it. It doesn't matter. But for atheist is basically, it is in existence because of Christianity. A fake, false, man-made religion that took the narrative of the New Testament, Jesus, and said, this is ours, and we control it. And if you want to become, his disciple, you have to comply with us. You have to do what we say, or you don't get in, especially a long time ago. But still to this day, even now. They have to be a little bit more honest about it now, but whatever. They're still not honest. They lie. Their material is based off of church history and internet rumors and just weirdos like John Nelson Darby, who was like, a little over 100 years ago, wrote some basically equivalent of Harry Potter. If you look at the Harry Potter story, J.K. Rowling, yeah, that's her name. J.K. Rowling created Harry Potter just like John Nelson Darby created dispensationalism, what we call dispensationalism. He just took a bunch of ideas and created a magical story about it. And people believe it, and they loved it. Why wouldn't they? It's the greatest topic, the most popular topic on the planet. I think it always has, too. Jesus, God, heaven, hell, all these questions that we have. It became popular, and then it became part of the zeitgeist. And then you have all these other opinions. The Catholic opinion, the Protestant opinion, the Mormon opinion. Then there's these other churches that pop up somewhere. And you grew up in it, like a Bart Ehrman or a James Tabor, and you became atheists. But you're still in that system. You have to replace your church with, a YouTube channel. You need to be a part of something. And the people that, like the DZ Bates, what's his name again? Justin. He has this YouTube channel, and he talks about things, and he went to Bible college. And, I've heard this so many times. These people with these academic degrees and studies and doctors and professors and all this kind of stuff. I wouldn't say professors, but they achieve a high level of education in the field. And they become atheists for whatever reason. It's because they realize that it's a bunch of bullshit. And they've been lied to and manipulated. They're not stupid. People aren't stupid. Even someone like me is not that stupid. And I have avenues like artificial intelligence now where I could, in 2 seconds, I can ask, if someone says something, I can have them analyze that book. And in 2 seconds, I can get an answer. It's not hard. And it's here. And this is the question to atheists, to all you atheists, especially you people like Justin and with the DZ Bates and all these people that have these shows. If you wanted to defeat Christians, and that guy did agree to some of the things I was saying when I was on a show, Justin, why don't you just tell the truth? If you're afraid to tell the truth because you think more people will go to Christianity, I don't think that's necessarily true. Because the truth is more unlikely than what they think is false. And what they think is false and know is false, and it is false, is the lie. But the truth is crazier than the lie. So they're definitely not going to believe it. And maybe that's why you do it. I don't really know why you do it. But if you really wanted to defeat, and everyone who's an atheist, in my opinion, hates mommy and daddy, or there's something going on there, right? Fuck you, Dad. I hate you. I'm gay, and and you reject me because of your religion, and all this kind of bullshit. There's different scenarios for everything, right? But if you really wanted to destroy your dad, if you really wanted to get even with someone, wouldn't you get even with the truth? I mean, even Bart Ehrman doesn't do that. You just look at, like, some people, that's why they like Bart Ehrman, because they can read that book and say, oh, Professor, he used to be a Christian. He could tell us why, but he's full of shit too. And that's the thing. Eventually, with AI and things like this, people are going to find out eventually that you're full of shit, you atheists. You're just as bad as the Christians. You're just as bad as your old pastor. You are your old pastor. You are your own priest now. You've become what you hate. That's who you are. A liar. Right? I don't know why you do it. I've listened to that guy debate. I tried to get back on. He wouldn't take my call. But the things that he said is just ridiculous. And that's why I wanted to talk to him again. I was like, can you comment again on these things? Let's talk about this more in depth. Because I would like to respond to some of the things you said in the conversation we had the day before. And I don't really care anymore anyway, but if you don't think people aren't going to figure out what you're saying is a bunch of bullshit, they will. So what's the point? Why not just tell the truth? If you really wanted to stick it to these Christians, these apologists and the fundamentalists and the dispensationalists, the Mormons, I don't care. Whoever your daddy is, right? Whoever you hate. Whatever really fuels you, right? I mean, who breaks up with someone and says, I'm going to start a podcast where I talk about my ex for 7 hours a day? Who gives a shit? So you're obviously pissed off about something. You're trying to exact some measure of revenge by doing this, by speaking, talking, right? Why don't you defeat them with the truth? And the truth is more based off the language. And they can't defeat it. I do it all the time. I didn't even graduate high school. I do it all the time. All the time. And I'm not delusional. I should be. Because everyone who's, like me is crazy. And they are, and they sound crazy, and I sound crazy. I get it. But the truth sounds crazy. Because that's not what people are used to. They're used to hearing about dragons and asteroids hitting the earth and angels and, the dragon. If you just tell people the truth, you atheists, that know better, this is what the Bible really says. 99% of Christians have no idea what they're talking about. They have no idea whatsoever. Jesus hasn't come back yet? That's a bunch of bullshit. And this isn't religious stuff. I'm not some preterist. That's just how it's written. It's written that way. 1,000 years like a day, and a day is 1,000 years. That's your excuse. Are you fucking kidding me? All that stuff Jesus said, you're going to come in with some vague bullshit answer like that? That's what I'm saying. You just point that out, and boom. Jesus came back 2,000 years ago. Boom. If you really believe in Christ, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter where I put you visually or prospectively or whatever you want to call it. You're going to believe. You're going to believe no matter what. I don't care. The Pope is Jesus on earth? Fine. If that's really true, then that's what I'll believe. Do you understand? For you disciples out there, I have a relationship with God. I talk to him. I ask him questions. He answers me. So just because I don't understand, I'm talking about myself right now, just because I don't understand things doesn't make it untrue. Just because I don't know what it is doesn't mean it didn't happen. Things are the way they are for a reason. Just because I can't figure them out doesn't make it not so. It just means I don't know. And there's a lot of things I don't know. Even the things I've been studying for like two years, 3 years, 4 years. I haven't really been studying past 4 years, I don't think, but it was all through my relationship with God. All of it. Every question I've asked gets answered. Everything I need is done. Because I just focus on that. So it doesn't matter what anyone says. It doesn't even matter if I'm wrong. I'm not trying to mislead anyone. That's the biggest problem. I don't want to mislead anyone. And sometimes I say things for sure, and some things I say, well, it's maybe something like this, maybe, I don't know. Can't tell. But I know it all happened in the 1st century. So there you go. That's an answer. Misleading someone for me, it's like I don't have a church. I don't have a bunch of t-shirts and coffee mugs on my YouTube, right? That I want you to buy and subscribe. I don't give a shit. I have 430 subscribers. I don't know who these people are. I don't even think I've seen 430 different people in my entire life. I don't know. That's probably an exaggeration, but you know what I'm saying. I don't know who these people are. I don't interact. They're not interacting with me. They're not watching the videos. And I don't blame them. Who would? Unless somebody was brought to them and they can look at it and say, all right, I'll look into it because I'm interested in whatever you're talking about for some reason. Luke 17:21, you know, whatever it is, whatever the topic is, the 2 Jerusalems, there's other things out there. My view of things are things that have never been talked about anywhere. I can't find it. I can't find artificial intelligence to bring it up to me. Nowhere it exists. Yet no one can defeat it. No one like a Bart Ehrman can say, this is completely inaccurate, what you're saying. It's not even close. No, they just say, it's not wrong, I just don't view it that way. That's very strange. Because who am I? I'm some guy who didn't even graduate high school. I don't know this stuff. It's because I asked, and I got an answer. But no one's going to believe it, because that's crazy. New Jerusalem and Jerusalem, that's the same thing. New Mexico and Mexico, that's the same thing. Right? If that's what you've been told, then that's what you believe. Until you find out it's different. Or 2,000 years ago, someone might say, oh yeah, New Mexico, Mexico, that's the same thing. But you know better. Because you live in New Mexico, and you know you're not part of a different country than the United States. Maybe 2,000 years, they won't know that. And they'll think that's insane. But if an atheist were to tell someone the truth about that, because they don't like the people that say they're the same thing, would it be better to tell the truth? And it's so simple. And I know you people know this stuff. It doesn't seem like this Justin guy really knows it. I have a problem with what he said. But I don't know. I don't know where he learned it from. I don't know if they actually taught him this stuff in school, or they did, but he took a different view. When it comes to atheists, I don't know. Because we all view things the same way. Everyone's different. Even Christians are different. But all I'm saying is, for the disciples of Christ, it doesn't matter what you say. They just have faith. I have faith. It doesn't matter. You could completely dismantle the Christian world by just being honest. Saying, this is what it says. It doesn't say anything about a rapture. Jesus came back 2,000 years ago. Here, this is what it says. Just tell them what it says. And people will love you for it. Even more than a Bart Ehrman. Because not only are what you're saying contradicts what mommy and daddy say, but it's the truth that can't be denied. So all you atheists, all you people that have these shows, why don't you just be honest and tell the truth? And you'll win. You'll win big time.